Greetings, friends. This is Elizabeth Shermer with an intuitive reading for the Grids of Light on Thursday, September 29th. Today's reading is in anticipation of tomorrow's new moon in Libra, which occurs at 5:11 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time. Before I dive into the spread, I'd like to share a couple of cards that help explain the general energy field of this new moon. And the first card is Adjustment to the left, which is the card for Libra, which is the tarot card for Libra. The teachings behind adjustment that relate to the energy field of the zodiac sign of Libra are super powerful and significant for this new moon. And if all you hear is this brief message, you will be well positioned to step into the practices and understandings that bring you into alignment with the coming month. In this card, the woman holding the sword, the Ace of Swords, is balancing on the point of the sword. So her toes are pointed, there we go. Her toes are pointed down and she is perfectly balanced in equilibrium on the point of the sword. And this, you may also see the figure of a diamond shape around her, which signifies the octahedron of alignment from the heart, perfect coherence from the heart. So the teaching, the biggest and most important teaching of this card actually relates to Libra, which is that it supports our capacity to come into perfect alignment, perfect relationship of balance and dynamic equilibrium with all of our circumstances from a place of inner alignment. So you may already know that Libra is about relationships. That's the general sort of shorthand signature of Libra. And what the message of relationship in Libra is the ability to come into balance with your circumstances, with other people, and to step into a larger field, to have the courage and strength to leave personal security and personal identity to come into relationship with something larger. However, the relationship with something larger, in order to stay balanced, needs to be from your own capacity to trust your inner alignment, your ability to embrace polarity and to embrace all forms of the dynamic quality of relationship. This is not a static card. It's not a static image. It's an image of incredible strength. Some of the teachings around this card are that this is the most powerful card of Divine Feminine in the deck. And you can think of it in part, if you know Tarot, you can think of it in partnership with the Fool, which is the dynamic aspect of expansion or yang energy of full creative potential. The Adjustment card represents our ability to come into perfect alignment with full creative potential. And that's absolutely what this coming lunar month is about. And so to pair with the Adjustment card, I want to say a little bit about the Wheel of Fortune, which represents the planet Jupiter. Those of you who are familiar with astrology may already know that Jupiter has a very prominent role in the coming month. It's in a near conjunction with the sun and moon, just 4 degrees removed at the moment of new moon. And the relationship of Jupiter to the Wheel of Fortune is that Jupiter is instrumental in supporting our ability to come into full relationship with all creative potentials and possibilities. Jupiter supports what I call the grids of light in the sense of supporting our expansion through creativity and beauty and harmony and love, our capacity to expand with trust into all the potentials. And so Fortune here represents our ability to embrace full potentials, to show up fearlessly to every circumstance that appears in our life. And the relationship of the two cards together is indicating, and the astrology chart also indicates this, a huge expansion in our ability this month to connect with larger potentials, larger possibilities, and actually to in a very personal way, anchor new potentials into our own life and to support those new potentials, even on a planetary level. This is always the impulse of new moons. This new moon is exponentially expanding those potentials for manifestation. So it's a super exciting and inspiring opportunity. And knowing this, I asked for a tarot spread that would give us each personally an opportunity to connect with these highest potentials. So I'm going to start all the way at the left with the position of physical circumstances and your own body and your experience to the world, your relationship with the world. And the Six of Discs is called success. In this position, it represents this unlimited, the expansion of unlimited potential of what's possible. What is important to note here is that the Six of Discs represents potential that's already anchored in the grids, in the templates of light, and hasn't yet been experienced in physical form. It's the potential is here, it's anchored, and your work now is to trust those visions, to trust your imagination, to trust your feeling of inspiration, and to know that you're participating in the creation of something truly profound and potentially life-changing. It's that big right now. So know that the eagerness you feel and the trust and truth you feel of the potential of what's possible is real. And it matters not at all that it isn't yet in physical form. Your work is to trust the alignment and to trust your own capacity to participate in co-creation. And that's emphasized by the card in the position of spirit, or mind, in the position of mind and awareness, which is the Hierophant. On the highest level, the Hierophant represents you in your capacity to embody light, to embody your highest path of purpose in a personal way in your life. I sometimes work with this card as the card of Christ consciousness, in the sense of each of us connecting with our highest potential and bringing it into form in practical ways in the world. In practical language, this card is called the Healer Teacher, and that means you stepping into that role in your own life of connecting with your highest capacities and then bringing them into the world. A significant aspect of this card, there are so many synchronicities, so exciting about this spread with the images and teachings in the deck. And one of the really big, powerful synchronicities, let's see if I can get this up to the camera. If you see the image of Isis in the root chakra of the Hierophant, this is an indication of the anchoring of divine feminine and the integration of divine masculine feminine into wholeness. The Hierophant as yang energy represents our ability to take action in the world, and the significance is that the action comes from alignment. And I don't know if you can see in the image, but Isis is holding the sword of the adjustment card. This is the sword of inspiration, the sword of clarity and truth, and the strength and courage and power to claim that sword and to ground into it. So this is a direct reference back to the power of our own connection to divine feminine, which is inner truth and inner trust, and our ability to come to perfect equilibrium with all life circumstances through this commitment to inner alignment. All the way to the right, in the position of spirit, a very practical message. The Two of Discs change. We have Six of Discs in circumstances, Two of Discs in change. The Two of Discs is another earth sign, and it refers to an evolution, an adjustment, and unfolding of our relationship to change, to evolution, and to our own to our relationship to our life and to our circumstances. So know that your work right now is to support, is to commit to trust and alignment with all of the tools of co-creation that you are already practicing. There's an opportunity to strengthen those tools this month. And whenever you're listening to this message, know that we are still, I didn't mention this at the beginning, we're in the midway point of a lunar eclipse. There's an opportunity now to make really significant changes in your life. The strength of the synchronicities of this message and the power of this message is emphasizing that. And so know that your commitment to showing up, which is the Hierophant, and trusting that whatever's happening in your life right now, regardless of how insignificant it might seem and how even maybe on the surface might seem negative or irritating or inconvenient, trust all of the synchronicities because all of them are aligned for this huge expansion. And if you'd like to know a little bit about the signature of this portal, this eclipse field that we're in right now for another 2 weeks, I would recommend that you go back to the full moon eclipse spread of 2 weeks ago. And if you're watching this on YouTube, that's at thealchemyschool.com. Because there's this is a supportive field of stepping into new potentials and the potential to make really long-term significant changes and to participate in planetary healing, which we all know is really necessary right now. The final card, I always draw a fourth card. The final card couldn't be a stronger, really it's literally an exclamation point because it's the Ace of Swords. So the final card of the spread is emphasizing that the sword of inner alignment, the sword of truth, the sword of clarity, the sword of commitment, the sword of higher knowledge that was was the focal anchor point in both the adjustment card for this moon in Libra and also in the Hierophant as I showed you. So I'm going to put it over here right now. There's a way in which you can, it's really important for you now to trust your inspiration, to trust your vision, to commit to that vision and know that you are absolutely in a place to step to new levels of mastery and new levels of embodiment of your own light and your own highest potential. This is one of the times on a personal level that I'm so happy for my own work with the teachings of the cards over the years because it's given me on a personal level a lot to really work with and a lot of healing energy to support my own expansion and my own commitment to the potentials, that really unlimited potential of this month. That's what the 6 is showing in circumstances. It's unlimited, what's possible. So set your sights for full commitment to showing up and to celebrating, really celebrating the possibilities. Trust the synchronicities. Align with your close friends for support. And we will step into this all together. I wish you a wonderful month and a really inspiring step into the new possibilities for your own life and your own experience as the Hierophant of stepping into a larger sense of your own potential to contribute in a really big way to this adventure here on Earth. The world needs us, and this is a time when we can learn and explore new possibilities that we've never even dreamed of. And I wish that for each of you. And if you'd like to hear more about this, I encourage you to go to thealchemyschool.com and also seattleastrology.org for the astrology readings by Stephen Schroyer that form a foundation for my own spreads. I wish you a wonderful full new moon, and I'll be with you again in 2 weeks for the full moon. This is Elizabeth Shermer with an intuitive reading for the Grids of Light.